In this video, I will explain what this next section of the course is and acquiring a YouTube monetized channel. Okay, so the first thing is that when you start out on YouTube, the biggest hurdle is getting your channel monetized. This means the ability for you to make money from the YouTube channel. As the organic and normal requirements is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, it can typically become hard to actually do that when you're starting out and achieve that requirement to eventually get monetized on a YouTube channel. However, there is a way to skip that long process, which is by purchasing a monetized YouTube channel. Now, monetized YouTube channel prices can totally vary, but it can usually be anywhere from $300 to $700 to get one. However, the ability to skip the line is well worth the money. So in this course section, I'll break down everything you need to know on how to purchase a monetized YouTube channel. If you ever have any additional questions or just after watching these videos you're super confused, go ahead and feel free to use the private group chat to ask those questions and we'll get back to you on there. But ultimately, the goal of this section is to help you skip the long wait line of getting yourself up and running with a monetized YouTube channel. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna be going over how to avoid getting scammed. Now, one of the biggest ways to avoid getting scammed is by getting a middleman. Now, over here on my computer, I'll be breaking down from the official forum posts about just what a middleman is, because ultimately I think the best place to get information about how to not get scammed and just middlemen is by actually getting it from the source. Now, real quick, briefly though, I do need to explain what a middleman is. So a middleman is pretty much someone that you use that is in the middle between the buyer and the seller. So for example, you have a person that is trying to sell the YouTube channel, and then you have you who's trying to buy the YouTube channel. But the issue is with selling a YouTube channel or trading the YouTube channel, it takes about 24 hours to officially do that. And sometimes when that happens, what ends up happening is that the trust between the seller and the buyer can sometimes get very wonky. And so you want to make sure that you don't get scammed and that that trust is still there. So how do you go about it? Well, you go ahead and hire a middleman to come in between you guys. And that middleman, what's going to end up happening is the seller will send over the password and all the information over to the middleman. The middleman will then take full control and ownership of the YouTube channel after 24 hours. Once that happens, the middleman will go through, make sure everything looks good, the YouTube channel is in good standing, you know, you're getting what you pay for. And then that happens, the middleman will go ahead and tell the YouTube buyer, he'll tell the YouTube buyer saying, hey, all right, everything's good to go. So here's, you know, their PayPal, go ahead and send them the transaction as friends and family, and then I'll send you the access to actually, you know, get the YouTube channel. So that way what ends up happening is like no one's getting hurt, no one's getting affected, you have someone who's protecting you. Now, here's the one catch though when it comes down to a middleman. Middleman typically costs about, I think it's something like 10% or 20% sometimes of what the actual buy of the YouTube channel is. So for example, let's say the YouTube channel that you're trying to purchase is $100. Well, by having a middleman, it's gonna cost you an additional $20. Think of it almost like an insurance policy. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and get like into the whole, like what are the benefits with a middleman. Okay, so over here, you guys can see it right here on my screen. It's so first off, what they're mentioning is it's 100% guaranteed delivery. The seller doesn't get paid until the buyer secures product, kind of what I just went over. 100% guaranteed as described. If the product isn't as described, the buyer can return the merchandise and cancel the transaction. So for example, like I told you guys, the middleman will go in there and make sure everything looks good. And if it isn't looking good, then you don't have to send the money. 100% guaranteed on-time delivery. Obviously you get, you know, what you pay for. 100% guaranteed after sales support will assist you with any technical issues you have before, during, and after the transaction. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and hit them up. Personally, I'm not really the best person to ask a ton of questions about a middleman, mainly because like I said, sometimes the rules of middleman sometimes changes a little bit, and it's better to go to the source and actually talk to them on the forums than it is to go ahead and go directly to me, because I don't run this website. And by the way, speaking of that, I will be leaving the link down below in the description if you are trying to look for it. That goes straight to this forum post that I'm reading right now. Anyways, look, there's just a lot of benefits that you can actually read on your own time, but my point is that generally speaking, you're gonna go ahead and look at this on your own time, and then you're gonna go ahead and scroll down all the way down here, and you can go ahead and find a list of middlemen that you can message and work with to go ahead and get the transaction going between the seller. So for example, right here, how can I contact middleman support? You're gonna go ahead and click on this link right here, private message at middleman here. Once you do that, you're obviously gonna need to log in to an actual account account. So make sure you create an account on this forum post website. Once you do that, it will go ahead and you click on that link and it'll take you straight to a message that you can go ahead and message the actual middleman. So the middleman is pretty much, there's multiple middlemen, right? Verified middlemans that you can go ahead, or men that you can reach out to. And so this way, by doing it this way, you can reach out to all of them pretty much. And then whoever wants to go ahead and work with you, they'll go ahead and message you back, and then you can work with a middleman that way. To go ahead and do that, simply just saying, hey, I was curious about getting a middleman for a YouTube channel I'm buying. Actually, I'm gonna put this in the actual body text because that would be such a long headline. How do I go about it? And then just say, YouTube channel, middleman needed. So doing something like this, you guys can just copy what's on the text or what's on the screen right now, like I just went through. It's very simple, guys. Just go ahead and reach out to them, say something like that. They'll go ahead and step you through all the instructions on how you would go about it. Because, like I said, they're the best source to talk to when it comes down to this stuff. They know what they're doing. You pretty much just add the middleman on Skype, you work with them on it, then you work with the seller. It's pretty much a group chat that all three of you will get into and just work together on it. And you just go ahead and say start conversation, and then bam, we'll go ahead and open up that conversation for you. Now, one thing I will bring up, make sure it is a verified middleman. On the forum post, you'll see a verified badge or something like that. And so you'll know if it's verified or not, but you want to double check. Always make sure you're talking to the right people and just double check yourself. Same with Skype, ask them the question. When you add someone on Skype, ask them the question, like the middleman, when you add them on Skype, say, hey, what's my forum post name or something like that. And thankfully, or hopefully, if your Skype name is different than your forum name, they'll help you out, because then they'll have to verify almost who you are, right? And that'll help you a little bit. Just generally speaking, you want to cover your butt, you want to be careful, but I mean, that's really as simple as it is, and usually that's how you can cover your butt. Again, like I said, middleman services do cost a little bit more, but it does help you with being protected from scams. I remember one time when I purchased a YouTube channel, the middleman was so kind that he even pointed out to me, okay, this guy, this dealer, he's very sketchy. On the forum website, he's had a lot of banned accounts, so just a heads up, he might be a scammer. Just in general, having that was so important. And these middlemen, they don't have an agenda. You're already paying them an additional money. That's their agenda, that you already paid them a middleman fee. And so they'll make sure that they have your back, and they'll also make sure they have the seller's back, so it's a win-win. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and message me on the Facebook group chat, so then we can go ahead and help each other out.